What are the colors that come to your mind when you think of spring? It's probably going to be some kind of green, maybe yellow, orange, light blue or pink. Definitely not the dark colors that we normally wear in wintertime. But the good thing about winter is that it's very easy to combine everything. But once you move to spring and you add all these a little bit lighter and more vibrant colors, it can become a little bit more difficult to combine your outfits. So that's why today we're looking at a couple of very interesting color combinations and some simple guidelines that you can follow. And for this video, I've assembled a Pinterest board with a lot of different color combinations that I find interesting for spring. And I think we should probably start with green because that's probably the color that most of us associate with spring. And green is also one of the colors for spring that's the easiest to combine, because with some of the more vibrant colors, it gets a little bit more tricky, but more on that later. One of the things that makes it easier to combine colors in spring is when you go more for a pastel shade or when you go just for a little bit more of a muted color. For example, if you go for really bold and vibrant colors, many times it becomes a bit more difficult to combine. And I think with all these outfits, you can see that the color green is a really good example for this. In this case, you see an olive sweater with a light blue shirt and also dark navy trousers. This is a very safe combination, and it's probably also really good for the beginning of spring when it's still a little bit colder and maybe you don't want to wear a light color pair of pants, but it is a very nice combination and a very safe one. And here we have another example. Again, it's navy trousers and we have a dark green quarter zip, and you can see underneath there's a cream colored shirt as well. And this is also a very safe combination because dark green and navy works quite well. This outfit is also quite nice, and again, it's probably more towards the beginning of spring and maybe also fall. So you have this dark olive jacket, and again we have dark blue trousers as well. And then for the sweater, it's a little bit more colorful, a little bit more vibrant, even though the most dominant color is going to be this brown and a little bit of red. But that's the interesting thing, when you have this base of navy and green, then you can add a little bit more color underneath and you have a very interesting color combination. The same is true in this outfit, which is one that I really like. And you can again see he's wearing dark navy trousers and the dark green corduroy overshirt, and then underneath the overshirt he has this nice and vibrant orange sweater. This combination works very well in my opinion, and this is also one of the colors that is again associated with spring, a little bit more vibrant orange or yellow. And if you layer it underneath something like this, under a green jacket for example, and you combine it with the navy, it looks really nice. And then this outfit is quite similar to the ones before. Again, we have dark blue jeans, we have a green overshirt, and then I think this is a light blue shirt underneath. And I think this is a very safe outfit, and he adds a little bit more color with the orange or salmon colored hat. This could also be considered again a spring color, and I think it works really well together. One thing I want to say is that many of the outfits that I showed today in the video, they're not exactly something that I would wear many times, but many of them I use them just as an example because they show the colors quite well. And I think this outfit right here is again a really good example of how to combine spring colors, mostly at the beginning or the middle of spring when it's still a little bit colder. This is another good example for the beginning of spring, and as you can see so far, mostly the pants were in navy, and then there was some kind of different color shirt or sweater underneath, and then some kind of olive or green jacket. And in this case you can see it's just switched around. So basically he's wearing a navy sweater and he's wearing mid-gray trousers. And this again is a very safe color combination that could also be just switched around. So he could also wear navy trousers and he could wear a light gray or medium gray sweater underneath. So this gives you a lot of freedom to play around with the color combinations. And it also goes to show you that one of the easy ways to combine colors is to pick two that work together quite well. And then for the third one, you can either go for a different shade of those two, or you can also add in a neutral color. So that would be some shade of gray, it would be some shade of white, maybe white or off-white, or it could be a cream or beige as well. In this outfit again, you can see that cream and green works quite well together, because cream is one of those colors that works with almost any other color, which is something that you can see again also in this outfit. This is not really something that I would wear myself, but I think it's a good example of how to combine colors for spring, because you can see again green trousers and they're a little bit in a muted color, and then you have this cream sweater and jacket, and then on top, to add a little bit more of an accent, you can also add in yellow or orange or maybe a shade of red as well. And in this example you can see again that olive works really well with the light blue shirt and with more neutral colored cream or stone trousers. And so far most of the outfits were more geared toward the beginning of spring, but when you look at the end of spring and we're slowly moving into summer, then normally the trousers can also become a little bit brighter. And that's something you can see for example here by Pini Parma. This is again a very safe color combination because we have two neutral colors. You have the white, the cream, and then on top of that you have the green. The same is true in this outfit. We saw one outfit earlier where the guy was wearing a green jacket and then a navy sweater and gray trousers. And in this case, it's a green jacket and a navy t-shirt, most likely a long sleeve t-shirt or like a very thin sweater. And then instead of the mid-grade trousers for the beginning of spring, at the end of the spring, you can just add in a little bit more color and you can go for either a light cream or you can go for off-white or white as well. And it's a very safe combination that works really well. And another interesting combination is, like I mentioned in the beginning, is when you just take two colors, but then you take different shades of each color. So for example, here in the Suit Supply outfit, you can see a green jacket and then a different shade of green for the shirt and then white trousers. Again, white being a more neutral color. That's why this works really well, because with white trousers, you can pretty much wear almost anything on your upper body and it's always going to look quite nice. This outfit right here is definitely more for the end of spring and the beginning of summer, because you can see all of the fabrics are very light and the colors are very light. It's a very light green jacket and then you have a light blue shirt underneath and then a very safe color again for the white trousers. I think this is a very beautiful outfit, probably something that you could also wear to a summer wedding, and it works really, really well and has this nice spring vibe. And then for an extra accent of spring, you can see he added a pink pocket square, and this is something that just looks amazing for the end of spring. And this guy in general, I think, is one of the best dressed guys on Instagram. You can follow him under Urban Composition on Instagram. So now we covered green. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of overlap with the other colors, but the reason why I wanted to focus first on green is because in my opinion, it's one of the most versatile options, because you can wear it for shirts, you can wear it for trousers, for jackets, and it's always going to look good. But with some of the other colors, let's say for example you take orange or yellow or pink or maybe even like a very light blue, in my opinion I think some of them are best suited for specific items, and that's something that we're going to look at now, because now we're going to look at yellow and orange. And this brings me to an important point, because in my opinion when you take these colors and you take them in their very loud and bold form, they're usually best if they are layered underneath something. So let me show you an example. If you look at this outfit right here, for example, it's a pretty bold yellow color for the sweater, but the thing is, if the pants would be in this color or if the jacket would be in this color, in my opinion it would be a little bit too much. And if you only wear the sweater and the pants, I think it can also look a little bit too much. But if it's layered underneath and you go for a really bold yellow or orange or red, then I think it can look really nice. As you can see again right here, you have a green jacket and then this yellow sweater underneath, and it's a very bright yellow. If the jacket would be in this color, it would be a little bit out there. In my opinion, it wouldn't work as well. But if you layer it underneath a little bit of a darker color, it works really, really well. And in this case, again, a pair of navy trousers would be a very safe bet. Another good example would be this. I think the whole color combination works absolutely beautiful. But if you would take the color of yellow for the jacket, for example, I think in my opinion, it would definitely be too much. But as a base layer underneath the jacket, I think it's just absolutely beautiful. A good example to add a little bit more of a bold color as an accent color would be, for example, this picture right here, where he wears this really nice orange tie instead of wearing an orange sweater, for example. Or going back to one of the previous examples, by adding this orange hat, it also adds a really nice touch of additional color. And this brings me to the next point, because I mentioned that when you go for really bold colors, they're usually best as a base layer or if you use them as an accent color. And that means if you wear the color anywhere else on your body, for example, yellow or red or orange or maybe pink as well, then in my opinion, it's usually best when they're a little bit muted. And I will show you a good example for this. This right here, for example, in my opinion at least, is an example of how not to do it. You can see that the color of yellow is very, very bright and intense. And in my opinion, something like this might work as a base layer or tie, but I think even then this is probably still too bright. But if you wear it as a jacket or pair of trousers, then it just completely ruins the outfit. So what you should do instead is go for a more muted yellow. So this right here is not an outfit that I would recommend or that I would wear myself, but if you just look at the color, I think this is a much nicer yellow than the one I showed before. And if you wore this pants with the outfit, it would have looked a lot better. Another good example is this. In general, wearing yellow trousers is definitely a statement, and that's why, in my opinion, it should be a little bit muted. And the way it's done in this outfit right here, I think it's quite tasteful and it's not over the top. This right here again is a bad example because it's a little bit too powerful, a little bit too bold, but I think this shade of yellow would be better suited than the other one for a base layer, for example. But as a pair of trousers, in my opinion, it's just way too intense. Instead, if you look at this pair of trousers, for example, it's a very muted yellow. It looks much better and you can combine it with many different outfits. And yellow is one of those colors that work quite well with green, as we've seen before. And then as a third color, you can either add a different shade of one of those two colors, or like in this case, you add either a shade of beige or cream or brown, maybe white or gray as well. And in the end, you have a pretty safe and good looking outfit. This right here is also a good example that you can even wear yellow as a color for a jacket, because it's not the most common color that you're going to see out there. But if the shade is a little bit more subtle, as you can see in this picture, it's definitely a very interesting color. And again, a very safe color combination would be with blue or with green. And then to top it off, just add some light gray trousers. In this case, for example, it could also be white or it could be off-white. Any of those would work quite well. And the last two colors that we're looking at is pink and light blue. And with those two colors, the interesting thing is, in my opinion at least, that they are best suited for specific items. So both of them, for example, are really good for shirts. And then pink, in my opinion, is still okay for pants, but light blue is one of those colors that's usually best for your upper body. So it could be sports jackets, it could be a sweater, or it could be a shirt. But for trousers, in my opinion, most of the times it doesn't look as nice. For example, if we look at this outfit right here, it's just my opinion in the end, of course, but I don't think that this light shade of blue is one of the most flattering options. And the same is true in this outfit. I mean, of course, you can argue about the color combinations in general, but in my opinion, this really light shade of blue, if you're not wearing it as part of a suit, but you're just wearing the pants, it usually doesn't look that nice. Another example would be this, because even though the color is quite muted, it's not that intense, I still don't think it's the best color for trousers. Of course, if you have a sports jacket with this and then a white shirt underneath and you have a full suit, then it would look quite alright, especially maybe for a summer wedding. But if you just wear the trousers with the shirt, I don't think it's the ideal color for trousers. But normally if you flip it around and you have the light blue on your upper body, it's one of those colors that look good on pretty much everybody. That's why it's also one of the most common colors for shirts, of course. And in this case, you can see again from Suit Supply, we have light gray trousers and then a light blue shirt. If you would switch this around and you would wear this color of blue for the trousers, in my opinion, not the best look. But then for a sports jacket, for example, I think it can be quite nice. In this case, you can see a light blue seersucker sport jacket, and I think it's a pretty nice color. And if you would combine this, of course, with the suit trousers, and you would have the complete look, it would also be quite nice. And here we have a similar jacket. The guy's wearing a light blue seersucker jacket combined with a light shirt and then with light pink trousers. And I think this works quite well. But if you would flip it around and you would wear a light pink sport jacket and then you would have light blue trousers, I don't think that would be the best look. Because in my opinion, at least, light pink is better for shirts or for trousers or maybe a sweater. But for a sports jacket, just on its own without a full suit, in my opinion, it's not the best color. So it's kind of the opposite of light blue. Light pink is a really good color for dress shirts underneath a sports jacket, for example. And if it's in the muted version, it can also be quite nice for shorts or for long trousers as well, for a little bit more of a colorful look during spring and summertime. But when it comes to sports jackets, that's something that's much more difficult to find in a light pink color. So in my opinion, those were quite interesting ways to combine color for spring. And the good thing is, if you follow the combinations, then it doesn't even really matter what type of style you normally go for. You can just take the color combinations and incorporate them any way you like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to also see a couple of outfits that I put together for spring, then click on this video right here.